see it so clearly in the Pharisees and the Sadducees as they're clinging to power and trying to rule over each other. And we see it here with James and John with this question. But Jesus calls his followers to not follow the example of the world. And it's not difficult. I don't think it's very difficult to see the ambition of the Roman Empire is not unique to the ancient world. There is still rooted deeply this selfish ambition throughout our world. Ever since the first sin, where Adam and Eve were not content where they had been placed, but they wanted greater, they wanted more knowledge to decide for themselves. Sinful, selfish ambition is rampant in our world and in our history. We as humans constantly want others to honor us, to praise us, for us to be seen as better than everyone else. My first job as a straight out of college was a car salesman, and I know you look at me and you're like, hey, he could sell cars. He probably did a great job. You'd be wrong. I was terrible at it. I was not good at all. But part of being a car salesman is that if you don't sell cars, you don't get paid, which I guess kind of makes sense. But because of that, there was incredible competition among salesmen. And so the top salesmen, they would receive honor, they would receive all the bonuses, and the lower salesmen, I know from experience, got none of that. They were made fun of. There's a famous motivational speaker that was used all the time. His name was Zig Ziglar. And he was a motivational speaker that would be used to encourage salesmen to do their best. And I think he gives us a good picture of the car sales world, but I also think he gives a good picture of what this selfish ambition can be seen like in our culture. A few quotes from him. This is Zig Ziglar. He says, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. And lastly, you were born to win. But to be a winner, you must play to win. You must prepare to win, and you must expect to win. It's not hard to see selfish ambition maybe in politicians, in the rich and wealthy. It's not hard to see it in celebrities. We hear story after story of politician or celebrity who's using others to get on top, to get to a place where they have all the power. And so everyone around them is their servants, and they serve them and do everything that is about them. And of course, we might be thinking, yes, we see it in the business world, we see it in the political world, in the world out there, but surely it's not here. Surely it's not here. I am not a selfish or ambitious person. Take note, if it was found in the early disciples of Jesus, surely it could be found in us as well. Yet the desire to be honored and lord authority over others, the desire to be honored and to be viewed as the best is found, of course it's found in the world out there, but it's also found in the church. It's found here in this room. Have we not seen in the news so many church pastors who fight and cling to power and prestige, men who seek to be elders so that they can rule and have authority over others, women who desire to be seen in places of honor so that they could be respected? The church in so many ways has become another ladder for so many to climb. Selfishness in many ways infects the church as it does the world. And so what is the motivation of your heart? We seek a life of ease and authority where people do what we ask them, where they do things for us. They serve us. We want to be like that centurion that approaches Jesus that says, hey, I have servants. I say to people, go, and they go. And I say to other people, come, and they come. That sounds amazing to us. Would we not want that? We want our spouse to serve us. We want our kids to listen and obey. Would it not be easier if they just did what we said? We want those in the church to help us when we need it. As Augustine says, the human heart is constantly turned inward. We seek leadership in the church, whether it's table group or D group, leading others so they would come to us for advice. They would honor us. We see others being honored, and at our core, we wish it was us. We want to be great in our own eyes and in the eyes of those around us. Maybe that's why it's really easy to find volunteers for the positions in church that are in front of people, and maybe a little bit more difficult to find people to do the jobs that are unknown behind the scenes. Janitor work is too lowly. Moving tables is beneath us. We're the smartest in the room, and we complain when things aren't going our way. People should listen to us. We organize our lives to be comfortable and without difficulty. We are the main character of our story. People want to teach and to have authority, but they don't want to serve. We want to gain the rewards without doing the work. If we do actually serve, then we want to make sure that people see us serving. We love to practice our righteousness in order to be seen by others. We want the church to serve us. We view churches as a spiritual buffet. We go to church so that we can get filled up and gorge ourselves, and so we make sure we like the worship. We make sure we like the preaching. We come to church to be served and consume just like we do everything else. But when the church doesn't serve us anymore, then we leave and we move on to another. We come every Sunday morning, we sit in the chair, we are served by the songs, we're served by the pastor who gets up and preaches us and gives us spiritual food. We take communion and then we go back to our lives. And church, which is meant to be the redeemed people of God, serving each other and helping each other, has turned into this selfish, passive, I need to make sure I get mine. I need to not worry about anyone else. I don't want to get involved in anybody else's life. I just want to come to church and leave and go about my business. We want all of our needs met. That's what Jesus is saying to James and John, is that following in this sinful example of the world, we want the place of honor. We want the place where people exist to serve us. But instead, Jesus calls the church to something different, something opposite of the world, something countercultural. The call of the church is to serve.